Selamat datang di KKKS episode ke-20 dengan gue Muhammad Awi Karuniado. Dan ini episode feelings, perasaan, emosi dengan guest kita Daniel Anugrah Wijaya. Dan say hi.
Hi, nama gue Daniel, gue love gurunya Edo. He always consults me on like relationship shit.
Can you speak louder?
Really?
Tapi bisa diedit sih.
Iya, udah G-nya dinaikin aja, goblok.
DB, right? That's how I do it.
Yes,
here.
DB.
Anyway. So we're gonna talk about emotions, right? Dan gue nggak suka ngomongin perasaan. Jadi Dan, coba buka Dan.
Gini, sebenarnya topik yang kita bisa bahas tuh banyak, right? Edo has a lot of problems, right? He's a problematic guy. We all know that. That's why he has a podcast that nobody listens to.
No, it's because gue nggak promosiin. Ini gue bikin cuma untuk belajar ngomong dan nggak mau kalah sama temen gue. Itu aja, nggak ada yang lain kok.
So that means you are insecure about your identity, but you're competitive at the same time.
Yes.
You're the psychologist here. Why am I analyzing you?
For a fact, gue lulus psikologi di UPH 2018.
Iya.
Ya, gue sarjana psikologi guys. Anyway,
ya gue HI, tapi gue ambil apa sih? Gue IPS. Jadi pas gue dulu belajar psikologi, gue sekalian aja kayak belajar psikologi. Gue belajar sosiologi itu banyak psikologinya, jadi gue ngerti dikit lah.
Right. And
Nyerempet dikit gitu.
dia bentar lagi sidang, skripsinya udah kelar.
Yes, 14 hari lagi.
Congrats for him. Tanggal 16 dia bakal sidang.
Yes.
Anyway, go on. Talk about feelings.
Oke, jadi Edo ini lagi ngejar cewek.
19 episode dan gue gak pernah dibahas hubungan cintanya.
Enggak, sebetulnya ini episode yang ngomongin about feelings ini kan kayak wide range of feelings. Jadi kayak bisa ngebahas apa aja. Bisa ngebahas relationship Edo dengan semua wanita yang dia coba dekati atau mendekati dia, yang labil dan tidak labil, dan relationship yang kayak ambang-ambang itu. Bisa juga kita mendiskusi kayak feelings lelaki. Ada Egi, editor kita, atau kayak Egi yang sedang survei kita sekarang nih.
Iya, jadi ini pertama kalinya juga kita rekaman jam 12 malam. Dan ada Egi juga. Anyway, ya. So you take the lead lah Dan. Mau bahas apa hari ini? Sebut saja Putri.
No, Putri kita udah temen-temen. Oke, jadi kita sebut aja Girl A, cewek A ya.
Cewek A.
We're not trying to be reductive here, we just don't know what else to say. Sebetulnya yang bisa diskusi banyak sih, tapi gini aja. Mari, inilah episode kita ngomong mengenai feelings, dan kita juga membuka Edo seperti membuka bawang. Bombay yang lapis-lapisnya banyak.
Sure.
Dan makin dalam kita buka, makin banyak kita menangis.
Sure. By the way, you can speak English. It's
Fuck
fine.
you. Jadi gini, Edo ini di lingkaran teman-temannya mempunyai reputasi bahwa dia satu, teman ceweknya banyak.
Oh iya. Ya.
Tapi kedua, dia takut komitmen.
Sure, let's open that up to the public. Nice, right? Yeah.
Dan juga dia sering bermasalah dengan orang tua. Soalnya dia memang bukan pria yang ortodoks.
Yes, that's a very kind way to put it. Yes.
Iya.
Not orthodox.
Tapi nggak apa-apa kok. Saya masalah gue, at least masalah yang ketiga sama, masalah yang satu dan kedua enggak. Jadinya memang kalau misalnya mau bahas mengenai feeling saya Edo ini banyak. Jadinya ada Girl A.
Girl A. Yeah. Kinda mind the.
Sebetulnya gini loh.
Well, I like Girl A.
No. We all know that you like Girl A.
Well, I like Girl. Yes. Good.
The problem is status relationship-nya sangat-sangat ambigu.
Of course. I mean like. It's hard for me to say it, tapi kan I'm afraid of commitment.
I think your problem is that you are afraid of the label commitment. Soalnya memang benar, gua ini social psychologist. Enggak juga sih. Tapi gue suka mempelajari yang namanya konstruktivism. Apalah meaning yang kita beri kepada kata-kata yang kita gunakan sehari-hari.
Yes.
Heuristik gitu ya.
Iya, benar.
Dan masalahnya lu tuh menggunakan kata komitmen itu sebagai umbrella term untuk semua hal-hal yang buruk dengan relationships. Things like not having freedom. Things like having to worry about someone, you know? Things about like having to like lu takut kasih tahu sesuatu kepada orang dan lu takut nggak diterima. That's what commitment means to you, right?
Well, yeah, it's a really an umbrella term. More like gue takut ngecewain sang pasangan, gue
Yeah.
takut ngecewain diri gue sendiri. Like being a bad boyfriend is no for me, man.
Okay.
I want to have that in my experience,
Tapi
which I did. Tapi yeah, I want.
we're all bad, you know.
But to some extent, we're all bad.
Pok. Tapi ya, the danger is that you conflate the word commitment with being a bad person in general, which it doesn't, you know. Commitment itu adalah proses. It's value neutral. Nggak ada kayak itu bukan hal yang buruk. Itu bukan kayak kematian yang oke buruk atau kayak uang yang kayak udah ada nggak uang value neutral juga sih. Bangsat. Tapi lu tuh udah jelas suka dengan hal-hal lu suka dengan hal-hal dan sudah menjalin sejenis hubungan yang lu memiliki apa sih
Emotional connections?
emotional connections, iya, tapi emotional connections gampang. Tapi enggak, lu tuh sudah mempunyai relationship di mana lu bisa selalu pergi ke orang ini under any circumstances untuk berbagi, you know, berbagi masalah, emotional
pikiran,
support,
ya,
right?
Even that 2 AM thoughts, gue ngechat dia juga.
Iya, so ada two-way relationship di mana lu berbagi emotion, lu berbagi burden lu, dan dia membagi burden-burdennya dia kepada kau,
Lu, gue,
iya, kamu. Iya kan?
Yes.
Oke, itu aspek pertama ya.
Yes.
Aspek kedua
Yes, I'm very not
adalah
talking about this.
aspek kedua lu ingin suatu eksklusivitas.
Oh yeah, yes, of course. I mean that's a relationship is, right? We
Ya,
want.
lu mau dia admit bahwa lu orang yang spesial bagi dia.
Yes.
Dan lu sudah sangat nyaman ngomong bahwa bahwa si cewek A ini adalah seorang yang sangat spesial bagi lu.
Well, she is special.
Berarti it's a level of exclusivity. Yang kayak udah mutual agreement kan? Oke? Ya gitu kan?
Yes.
Lu juga pengen bisa bergantung kepada dia. Right?
Yeah.
Yang lu bilang you don't want an exit. Lu nggak mau dia bisa menghilang aja. Dan lu juga mau bisa sebuah figur yang dependable. Berarti lu juga memasukkan diri lu ke dalam kategori nggak bisa lari kan?
Yes.
Yes.
Unless the relationship
Yeah.
is so bad, and exit is the most rational way to do
Iya.
it. Yes.
Nah, lempar 3 aspek hubungan ini ke 90% populasi kayak millennial relationships dan mereka akan bilang bahwa itu adalah sebuah committed relationship.
Dun. Let's enjoy the lo-fi, man. Let's enjoy the lo-fi.
Ada iklan dulu ya?
Sure. By that definition, we are in a relationship, maybe. I think so. I hope. I think. I mean, kalau lu dengar ya, kayak gue nggak berkutik di episode kali ini karena I have a big gue trouble banget buat ngomongin perasaan, you know, those kind of things. Like, cause I believe somehow as a man, you're not supposed to do that, you know, like.
Oh, this is good. I love this.
I mean, like. Anyway, let's back to the relationship first before we talk about men and women.
What is there to do with the relationship? Udah jelas, it's pretty clear that you have these feelings. Then you have this sort of social contract between you and this woman, a very very special social contract.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe we need to demystify the term commitment, Commitment itu adalah kayak teman juga bisa komitmen kok.
Oh yes, of course.
Company is a commitment, kayak lu sign kontrak berapa gitu kan.
Yes.
Kerja 3 tahun, gaji lu segini, kayak lu akan diminta untuk gini dan bos lu akan memberi lu gini kan gitu kan.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Dan masalahnya lu bisa deal dengan kegagalan lu di bisnis. Why can't you deal with kegagalan lu di relationship? Don't be afraid, man.
I can't, bro.
Baru 5 menit.
It's 11 minutes.
Udah 11 minit udah dalam ya.
This is hard.
It's okay. It's not meant to be easy.
It is hard, bro.
If it were easy, then relationships would be cheap. Ya 300.000 tuh nggak murah sih, tapi ya udahlah, relatively.
Yeah. So girl A, yes. If you throw kalau lu bikin checklist kayak gitu dan lu lempar ke orang-orang, yes, they will call it relationship. Got it. But we're not in a relationship. We don't say it. We don't talk about it. It's just there.
I'm gonna switch to English for a second. Atau bahasa Indonesia aja.
English aja, bro.
From 1949 until 1989, there is a competition between the Soviet Union and the United States. That's a long time to have a competition, But they call it a competition when in reality, we all know what it was. It's a Cold War. Jadi ya udah, it's just a label. Lu udah jalani relationship ini dengan cewek itu udah berapa lama? What, 3 months now? 6?
It's baru intensnya berapa bulan yang 2-3 months ya.
Mm-hmm. Labeling issues, my friend.
It's just a label, right? Cuma label doang kok.
You have to demystify commitment,
Yeah.
And you also have to let go, ideas of, like toxic masculinity. I know I'm entering like social justice areas and you're very, very uncomfortable right now. I can see it in your face. Ooh, come at me, bro.
But to that point though, I mean like.
Which point?
To the toxic masculinity.
Okay, let's do this. Let's
have a definition first. What is toxic masculinity then?
I think toxic masculinity, at its core, is when men apply very, very high standards towards themselves. And then they try to apply that exact same standard to everyone else. And they forget that those standards are arbitrary and that they need to be reconsidered. Right?
Yes.
Standards like harus punya rumah, you have to have a house, harus punya mobil, harus nikah, umur 30 harus nikah. Those are standards that don't apply to everyone, tapi you apply to yourself. Jadi kalau misalnya lu gagal menemui standar itu, lu marah dengan diri lu sendiri. Kalau misalnya lu lihat orang lain gagal memenuhi standar, lu marah ke orang lain. There's nothing wrong with being masculine. Being responsible, being
fighting your inner dragon.
It's there's nothing wrong with being masculine.
There's nothing wrong with being masculine. Yes.
Tapi you have to remember that there's more to you than being masculine.
Right, that's true.
Being like strong and protective and like fiscally responsible, financially responsible, itu adalah sesuatu yang bisa dilakukan semua orang, bukan cuma cowok.
Yep, correct.
Itu ada standar yang dulu tuh kayak dulu dunia tuh sangat simple. karena dulu kita sangat terikat dengan insting-insting biologi kita. Kayak okay, men go out, work, do shit, right? Dig a hole, find some precious stones, or like plant some like wheat and rice. Women take care of the home. Tapi kan now it's different, right? Women can have children and work at the same time. Men can go to the office and also have time to spend with the family, you know? Toxic masculinity is when like you forget that those standards are arbitrary. So you go around and you be like, enggak, lu harus kayak gini, dan gua harus kayak gini gitu loh. Dan lama-lama lu menjadi kayak, you become controlling of other people's lives. You become controlling, and then you become overly controlling of your own life. Dan lu lama-lama lu kayak, gua nggak senang sebetulnya kayak kerja di kantor dan nggak ketemu anak gua sendiri. Gua nggak senang sebetulnya kayak bahwa gua nggak bisa talk about my feelings to other people, but like no, ada standar yang gue harus penuhi, dan lu nggak mau jujur kepada yourself, but like standar ini sebenarnya kayak menyakiti diri gue sendiri, and you just have to be honest, like these standards I cannot fulfill them, and if I cannot fulfill them, dunia rugi dan gue rugi, so why,
I get that, understand, I agree, but
that's greater toxic masculinity,
Yeah,
right? Tapi dan juga ada kan, there's also like the smaller toxic masculinity yang kayak cowok tuh harus diem, cowok tuh harus kuat, nggak boleh nangis, nggak boleh emosional,
Should be.
Itu eggy, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway,
Nah, I don't agree with that, but I'll let you talk.
this is bagian di mana kita ngebahas mengenai micro toxic masculinity, right?
Nice, I like this micro toxic masculinity.
Right.
Microaggression.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Micro scale toxic masculinity. Okay.
Micro scale. Individually speaking, sebagai laki-laki, udah langsung kayak sangat patriarki banget ngomongnya. Tapi anyway, yeah. I have a view di mana seorang laki-laki itu harus menelan bebannya sendiri. Mereka nggak boleh ceritain beban mereka ke siapapun kecuali ke emak, bapak, dan pasangan. That's it. Sisanya orang nggak boleh tahu sama sekali. They have to keep it for themselves. That's their burden. And kalau ada hari di mana mereka sangat terguncang, mereka harus diam dan mencoba untuk tenang, ketimbang bereaksi secara emosional. Even if mereka nggak tahu cara nge-cope-nya, at the very least they can talk to their wives or family. I do not know how to cope.
Mhm.
Karena in my views, especially as a man, we are responsible for most of the things. But if there is consent, kalau misalnya istri mau jadi ibu rumah tangga, mau jadi yang breadwinner ya istilahnya ya.
Yeah.
It's fine karena ada consent. Tapi when you're born as a man, ekspektasi sosial masyarakat tuh lebih tinggi kepada lo.
Mhm.
And like it or not, you should strive to get it. Walaupun lu gagal, at least you die trying. Even if you don't get that house or that car, at least you're trying to get there. Karena seenggaknya itu bakal bikin motivasi lu jalan buat maju. Cuma to the extent sampai di mana lu nggak bisa nge-cope dengan stres atau lu udah terlalu parah, you should be willing to admit that, hey, I need help.
Mhm.
So I think more rational masculinity. Gue lebih percaya dengan more rational masculinity.
Rational masculinity, I don't fully disagree with you, kayak, menurut gua especially when it comes to like,
Well, you gotta clean your room, man, to get that big dick energy.
this idea of big dick energy is absolutely fascinating.
Oh my god, Jordan Peterson.
And then like insert some like kayak ada cuplikan Jordan Peterson ngomong di sini. Tapi gini loh, I think that whenever men like to believe, I don't know if it's pride or fear, because it's usually a combination of both.
Or, dude, fear
In-
and pride kan sebenarnya bertolak belakang doang kan?
Huh?
fear and pride kan bertolak belakang doang, right?
They're like same
is the coin,
yeah, different sides of the same coin. There you go.
Yeah.
Same coin, different sides. But like, it's like you can't be healthy, you know, when you keep these in like all of this emotions to yourself. You know, we live in a time where like, okay, I agree with you. Lo harus bisa kayak jelasin ke mak lo, pak lo, explain it to your partner if you have one. And I think, you know, priority should be like partner and then mother, father, like, you know, I don't know.
No, it should be mother and father first. We're Asian, right? We are defined by our family.
Yeah,
No,
tapi,
it's a joke.
I agree, gitu.
I can't.
Gini, I agree. Kalau misalnya lu, tapi gini loh, the problem is lu harus bisa, you can't expect to have an attitude that like gua harus diem, gua have to internalize all of that, gua have to push through, and then lu tiba-tiba bisa open up kepada orang lain seperti ibu lu, bapak lu, dan pasangan lu, okay? Most of people like to believe bahwa mereka bisa switch between those, but it's not, right? It's a muscle. If you train yourself to be a monolith of emotion, kayak batu gede, kayak big fucking like Easter Island rock of like emotions, that's what you will learn to do. That's your habit, right? Dan kalau misalnya lu, but if you like practice being able to be open with other people, then it will be very very easy for you to be open to other people. And I think it's very, masalahnya orang tuh nggak bisa pilih satu, kayak nggak bisa kayak, they cannot be both at the same time, you know?
Yes, of course.
And I think there's sometimes what makes men toxic is just they don't learn. They don't even do this with their, you know, like partners and shit. They don't do it with their parents. I'm like, fuck parents, you know? Like, it's very difficult. Like, I don't recommend that you do this kind of thing with your parents until like you're 25, because to be honest, like, gimana ya? Like, you can't, scientifically speaking, the further you are from the problem, the better, like, the more objective you are. And they've spent 20 fucking years raising you. It's not a good place to be. It's like, I love my mom and dad, but they can't be objective, and I know that, gitu loh. And so like I have to like develop friends and shit. And I think people underestimate the power of vulnerability, you know? Not just but not just to your partner. To like, you know, to like your peers even, you know? People think that like lu manager or you're a boss, you have to keep everything, you have to look strong at the same time. But like no, man. People like it. And in fact, it's empowering for those around you when they say like, oh, rupanya manager gue kayak manusia juga ya. He has problems, he has worries gitu loh. So you can't just be like solid and diam and keep it all inside. You know, you have to just learn to be open. And to be honest, I know orang itu kesombongannya terlalu tinggi untuk be open all the time. Trust me, I know that. So like even if you try a little bit, you will always think that it's too open, because instinct lu adalah kayak menutupi diri lu sendiri. So like there's toxic masculinity for you.
Because
on a micro scale.
On a micro scale. Because there's a saying, ini kayak gue baca di manga nih. Kayak we're living in a constant state of distrust. And bagian vulnerability, you should be vulnerable. I agree with that. Tapi nggak ke semua orang. Karena kayak maturity level tiap orang kan berbeda-beda. Some will see it as it's empowering. Ternyata lu manusia juga, lu bisa jatuh.
Yeah.
But there will be people who see that as lu lemah, and they will use that to blackmail you or like to challenge you or like to do whatever it takes to show you that you're not that strong.
Mm-hmm.
Taking advantage of you in general. This is the point that lo harus mulai milah-milah temen. And it's true, like you have to develop relationship with your friends. Because I personally believe kalau misalnya kita menjadi manusia yang dewasa, kedua orang tua kita harus nggak ada dulu. Either figuratively atau literally.
Oh yes. I so want that, you know.
And when
Setiap temen gue bilang kayak a first chance you get, either lu lulus tuh langsung kuliah, kayak kalau nggak di luar negeri, at least di luar kota.
yes. I love my dad, I love my mom. But here's the point.
Ada disclaimer
Iya,
dulu kita
iya.
berdua ya.
Iya. Figuratively speaking tuh misalnya gini. Lu tanya ayah lu.
Slay the Dragon.
lu tanya ayah lu mengenai beberapa hal. Dan ternyata ayah lu nggak tahu apa yang lu pengen tahu. That's the moment that the father figure mulai runtuh. Ternyata orang tua gue nggak tahu segalanya. That's the moment that you seek independence. Lu mulai mencari pengetahuan dari luar dengan jalanan lu sendiri. Kedua, yang literally emang udah marhum kedua-duanya. That's the moment that, bro, you should.
You have no other choice.
You should man up, slay the dragon. and take the treasure behind the dragon. Anyway, you should grown up at that point.
It's good. Okay. At least now we've established that like it's okay to be vulnerable. Be smart as well.
Only to some people.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I guess like if you really want to like go into the extreme cases, young, you know, like we joke that there's like soy boys and you know like SJW that's like too openly sharing, and I'm like, you know, you can always discuss kind of like what's too much information and what's not enough information, you know.
Yes.
Tapi at the same time, we have to establish that it's okay to be vulnerable. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. In fact, I think, you know, being able to be open is like, I think it's why people in the military really like always talk about like brotherhood. Soalnya kayak mereka udah saling melihat, mereka udah melihat kayak teman mereka di samping mereka tuh jatuh dan bangun dan jatuh berkali-kali kayak mereka udah really like open to those people, you know. That's why I have like such strong connections, and I think, yeah, you know, be smart about it and just know that like when you close yourself off, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah. If you wanna be, kalau lu pengen menutup diri, ya tutup diri lu. Tapi ke istri lu ya buka dong.
Yeah.
Iya.
Buka apa?
Tapi yang militer yang brotherhood true lah. Konteksnya sama, kalau misalnya lu bangun perusahaan sama temen-temen lu sama pokoknya kalau lu bangun perusahaan dan perusahaannya itu berjalan sampai di atas 5 tahun, objectively speaking, you're gonna spend more time with your friends and co-workers more than with your wife. Objectively speaking, 8 to 10 hours with your friends, which is your co-workers or business partners, 7 hours of sleep, and then the rest maybe wife or friends or other social events.
See, I'm the type who's willing to have 4 hours to sleep to have that extra 3 hours with my wife, you know. I'm not married, by the way, but like
Not yet.
That's what I'm gonna do. Wife, partner, right? Like my partner. That's definitely what I'm gonna do, gitu loh.
Yeah.
And like
I'm
you
not
can't
gonna do
share.
that.
Like I'm not gonna share. Like she's not gonna be by my side, you know. Like my partner's not gonna be by my side, like looking at the shit that I deal with, you know. But like I should take like 2-3 hours a day to like, okay, this is what happened this week. This is all the shit that happened. Sorry. This is all the shit that happened this week, and this is all the like, this is the stuff that's gonna, you know. And like sometimes I even like involve them in like the decision making, because you know it's like eventually it's our lives, you know. I'm getting very low values there, because eventually it's like our lives, you know.
Low values, low volumes.
Like no, yeah, never mind. Go on.
Yeah. Eventually, this conversation will develop to how do I say this? The song is nice, by the way.
It is really good.
This is a good playlist. And girl A is not responding to my messages. It's 12. So lonely.
What do you want from girl A? Or have we already established that through the 3 aspects of relationship you're not willing to admit?
What do you mean? What do I want from girl A? currently a relationship. But that's not possible, right? That's
Yeah, you can be a hoe, and that's still technically a relationship, you know.
I'm not gonna cut
Relationship is a loaded word. Say what you want from this person. Day to day interactionnya kayak gimana? Harus jelasin. You say, oh yeah, I want a commitment. What is a commitment? What is a relationship? Tinder is a relationship, okay? And a lot of people aren't willing to like bet their entire, you know.
Nah, this is a hard conversation for me, man. Like seriously, this is a very hard conversation to admit. But
Good. You should have these feelings, cause like you're gonna have these conversations with girl A a lot if you decide to, you know, like really go into this relationship, you know. Learn to articulate your feelings.
And you'll be a dangerous man. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to her, of course.
Yeah, good. Great. That's good. I don't know how this fucking works.
But at best, it's just gonna be a quasi relationship. That's it.
For now.
Maybe even for the next 2 years, man.
Okay, that's what I mean for now. When I say now, I'm thinking like 5 to 10 year spaces.